The South Atlanta suburbs are a great place to live. Or are they? Hi, I'm Daphne Bousquet, your local realtor on the south side of Atlanta, and I help people from all over the country move to Fayette, Coweta, and Henry counties. But it's not a perfect fit for everyone. So don't move here until you've watched this video, because today I am sharing 10 real reasons not to move to the South Atlanta suburbs. And be sure to stay for reason number 10, because I want to know if this is something only we deal with here on the south side, or if this is something that you experience where you live too. Please share that in the comments, and now let's dive in. Number 1 is traffic. Yes, even here, you've probably heard all about Atlanta traffic, and while the south side suburbs are less congested than the north side, traffic here can still be frustrating, especially if you have to travel north through the city for some reason. I remember a few weeks after we had moved to Fayette County, we were traveling to Cincinnati for Thanksgiving on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Now that was a mistake. It took us 3 hours just to get through Atlanta. And when my husband and I were heading to Nashville last year to see a concert and a quick weekend getaway, we again got stuck on the north side. And we missed the opening act of the concert. It was the Yacht Rock Review, which we really wanted to see, so that was disappointing. And although the problem is mainly on the north side of Atlanta, being on the south side just adds extra time. On the other hand, if you're heading for Florida or Alabama, you have no such problems. Number 2 is lack of public transportation. Public transportation? Not here. The South Atlanta suburbs are car dependent, and if you don't drive, you struggle to get around. Whether it's Fayetteville or Peachtree City, McDonough or Newton, don't expect buses or trains to help you commute. There simply are no buses, trains, metros, or anything that will get you from point A to point B in a public setting. Number 3 is no nightlife. If you're someone who enjoys a vibrant nightlife, you'll be disappointed. The south side is quiet, really quiet. Don't get me wrong, you can find fun places with live music. There are craft breweries that have events and music. There are amphitheaters that have concert series. But if you're looking for a nightclub that stays open much after midnight, you'll have to head to Atlanta. Now, personally, I'm okay with that. My clubbing days are far behind me. But if that's a problem for you, you may want to move somewhere inside the perimeter or further north. Number 4 is country, but not really. While these suburbs once had a more rural feel, growth has changed the landscape. The south side is expanding, and it's no longer the quiet countryside it once was. Now sure, there's still more rural pockets, but growth has definitely hit the south side. New developments are popping up everywhere, and if you want a true rural escape, you may need to look further south. Now that said, compared to Atlanta and the north side of Atlanta, the south side is a sea of tranquility. Just check out this video of Brooks and my recent listing. Number 5 is job opportunities. And while the area is growing, job opportunities are still more limited. Of the 30 Fortune 1000 companies that are headquartered in Atlanta, only one is on the south side, and that is Delta Airlines. Many residents commute to Atlanta or to the airport for work, and the south side is perfect if you have to travel a lot for work, since it's so convenient to the airport. But if you have a job on the north side of Atlanta, you'll spend way too long in the car. Although I do know people who commute there and prefer to live on the south side. Number 6, the heat and humidity. Summers in South Atlanta are brutal. With temperatures easily soaring over 90 degrees all the time, you'll feel like you're living in an oven. Combine that with oppressive humidity, and you've got a recipe for sweaty, sticky days. And as a realtor here on the south side of Atlanta, this is what I look like showing homes. Thankfully, our fall is glorious, even if it doesn't arrive until October. 7 is severe weather, because speaking of weather, you know that we have mild winters. They're beautiful. One day it can be 40 degrees, while the next day it's 70 degrees, and vice versa. And one huge disadvantage of that is that it can create severe weather. Tornadoes, hailstorms, and unpredictable weather patterns are part of life in late winter and early spring. And you might love the mild winters, but the spring storms, it can be terrifying. Number 8 is the pollening. If you've got allergies, brace yourself. The South Atlanta suburbs are notorious for their thick blankets of pollen in the spring. Everything from your car to your driveway will be covered in yellow dust, making life miserable for allergy sufferers. And it all comes from the plentiful Georgia pines we have here. Number 9 is housing. Did you know that the number 1 correlation to housing prices is the school district? If you have a highly desired school district, prices tend to be higher. Here on the south side, particularly in Fayette County, we have some great schools. And that means that housing in areas like Peachtree City and Fayetteville are pricier. And for the price you're paying, you may not get as much as you expect. If you do not have school-aged children, you still have to pay for the school district. Now, of course, expensive housing is all relative, and compared to housing prices on the north side of Atlanta, it's still a bargain. And number 10, it's roundabout confusion. My husband and I spent an entire week touring France years ago, actually following the Tour de France. It was great. And we saw hardly any traffic lights. It was all roundabouts. So when I saw them popping up here south of Atlanta, I was excited. I thought it was a great idea to improve traffic flow. But it seems to be a different story. Many people just don't know how to use them, and it creates more confusion than ease. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen people come to a stop in the traffic circle. Come on, people, it's not that difficult. I'm hoping that as we get more and more roundabouts here, that people get used to them and start using them the right way. So what is your experience with roundabouts? Do people know how to use them where you live? Let me know in the comments. So did I scare you away from the South Atlanta suburbs? Personally, I love living here, and there are plenty of great reasons to move here. But I have to present you these realities so you can make an informed decision. If you're still ready to make the move, let's chat. My information is in the description, and I'd love to help.